Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, I'm Liliana, and this channel is all about me sharing my tips and tricks about my cake decorating journey. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful buttercream cake with a chocolate drip on the side, some synthetic flowers, some chocolate spheres, and all these techniques. So if you guys want to learn how to make this beautiful cake, well, keep on watching. I made this beautiful cake. And many of my videos, you guys were wondering why sometimes I use these cake plates on top of my cakes, and we're wondering why I do that when I'm covering my cake with buttercream. And the reason why I do that is that I do it in certain cakes to have that nice, perfect, crisp edge to it. This is a great trick to do that. If you want a perfect, even cake and with a nice, crisp edge, I really recommend to do this. This is a great trick, especially if you're not used to working with buttercream. You're just gonna look like you know what you're doing and you're professional. So what you need to do basically is crumb coat your cake and then pop it in the freezer to 5, 7, 10 minutes until the buttercream has hardened. And then at the top of your cake, you're going to place a parchment paper, a round parchment paper on top of the cake, the same size as your actual cake. What I do in order to have the exact same size, a little trick that I have is that I take my cake pan and then I trace the shape of the cake pan and then I cut the parchment paper to size, and then you'll have the right exact same size as your cake. Because obviously you use the cake pan to bake your cake, so you know you'll have the same size. Then what I do after that, I place a little bit of buttercream on top of the parchment, and I place the cake board, the glossy part where the buttercream is, so the brown part is facing up, and I just place with my smoother, making sure that it is nice and even. And then you'll see you'll have like a little, maybe a gap like this of nothing all the way around, and you'll know you'll have to fill that gap with buttercream. So as you're doing this, filling everything with buttercream, and then you can go ahead and scrape it with your scraper. And once that's nice and even, pop it in the freezer or the fridge until the buttercream has completely hardened and set, and not like half an hour, just so that it's set. And then you can go ahead with a knife and then simply go around and then remove this part, remove the parchment paper, and then spread a little bit of buttercream at the top, smoothing everything out at the top and then on the sides, and everything will be nice and perfect. So sometimes you would like to have like that nicer, crisp look to it, because sometimes there's a little creases, there are little air bubbles, and you just want to remove everything and just make everything nice and like crispier. So a little trick that I have is that I always use cake scrapers in metal. I don't know if you guys notice, my cake scrapers are in metal. The reason why is that I can heat it up, and I always heat it up in hot boiling water, and then obviously I clean it out, making sure that there's no water on the scraper, and then I go ahead and go around my cake and everything is nice and smooth. And the reason why I do that is because the heat of the water that goes onto my scraper will heat up the scraper, which will transfer to my buttercream and will melt my buttercream as we go, and you'll get that nice crisp look. So that's for the perfect buttercream smooth look. And then for the drip, I use simple chocolate for the drip, and then I did chocolate spheres also using little molds, silicone molds, very simple to use, and top it off with meringue kisses. There will be a link down below for the recipe that I use for the meringue cookies, and finish the look with synthetic flowers, and there you go. So I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell button so you get notified of all the videos that I put up. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.